Happy Sunday morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Houston County News Podcast. My name is Greg Ritchie from the Messenger newspaper. And as always, here with me, Kendall Hickson. Kendall, how you doing this week?
I'm great. How are you?
You know, I am pretty good. It is another cold front come through and cold again. I know you don't know that because you haven't read the script yet, but I promise you, by the time you folks are watching this, it'll be nice and cold. Now, I had a few commenters this week online about the Facebook. And I had one guy say, your podcast is almost unwatchable. And I thought, He said, have you ever seen other podcasts where like you see both people at the same time? It's not just one and one. And I didn't have the heart to tell him. We do this in essentially a walk-in closet.
Yeah.
Basically.
You
know, a nice walk-in. I mean, if this was your closet, you'd go, okay,
it'd be pretty fancy.
Okay. But we did talk to Tammy Bruner, and she is going to move us at some point into a little bit bigger office.
Oh, nice.
So we can actually have a camera, and it's not just me looking left and you looking right. They'll actually see where we are in relation to each other in the world.
That'll be fun.
And so I thanked this gentleman for his comments, and I told him, go make your own podcast, pal. Coming up, ladies and gentlemen, on today's show, we have a special guest. Crockett Police Department Detective Miss Kerri Bell is going to be here. And Kendall, you're going to want to stick around for that. She's got some really interesting stories. She has investigated some of the weirdest crimes and murders and all kind of stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's really an amazing person there on the force. Also, we're going to talk about some other news going on. We're not going to have time for a lot of things. Of course, Friday night was the big football game between Lovelady and Grapeland. We're going to talk about that. And Kendall, before you get to the news, there is a news story that I'm not going to let you read.
Okay.
And I would caution our viewers, if you have young children watching or you're a little sensitive, this might not be the kind of story for them. But it is breaking news. So Thursday morning, I got a call early, like 7 o'clock, from a tipster. Somebody in law enforcement, let's just say in East Texas.
Okay.
And he said a Houston County deputy has been arrested for sexual assault of a minor. And I thought, oh, gosh, okay. And he said, and there's another adult involved, but I don't know if they've been arrested. So I thought, good Lord, what in the world is going on? And talked to Sheriff Benj. I have to tell you, we had the sheriff on the show last week. Mm-hmm. And couldn't ask for a nicer, just better human being. But I'm going to tell you, and I didn't record the call. I said this would be off the record. He was not happy.
Oh, no.
He fired this man. He went all the way up to Palestine directly and goes, you're fired. And where are the keys to your car and get out. And the sheriff was really unhappy about it, as you would be. Nobody suspected this. Sheriff's got, 65 employees. You don't know what is going on. And, of course, we want to point out this is all alleged crimes. This is all what has been alleged in the police reports and whatnot. But, yes, as you can see right here, this gentleman was arrested. So Skylar Douglas Laza, according to a probable cause affidavit filed by the Dallas police, now he is, was a deputy with the Houston County Sheriff's Office, also served with the Grapeland Police Department, some other law enforcement positions around the area. He's now accused of aggravated sexual assault of a child. Now, investigators say the case began with a cyber tip from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, leading detectives, listen to this, to a Dropbox account where they say they found nearly 190 videos of sexual abuse material. Unbelievable. Detectives were able to trace some of those videos to Laza's Elkhart home, and they say they also showed a young man believed to be around 10 years old as the victim of that. It also showed another adult male in the room. Now, they did get this young man into a forensic interview with some of the investigators. He was able to confirm the abuse. Sheriff Zach Bench released a statement. He said, this is truly disturbing. He said it's sickening. And as I mentioned, he traveled personally to Anderson County Jail and fired him on the spot. You can read right there what the sheriff said. And of course, the sheriff has apologized to people, but really, I mean, the only thing he could do in this is exactly what he's been doing, and that's be totally transparent about it. Thursday night, the other penny dropped, and authorities say Laza's brother, 29-year-old Keenan Robert Laza, a Gladewater police officer, was arrested in his home in Longview. According to Gladewater PD, he's now being charged with indecency with a child and has been fired from his job as well. This is Dallas PD on this, DPS, a lot of other agencies, and both men under investigation. As far as we know, both men are also still in custody. So obviously, Kendall, it's just a ridiculously embarrassing and horrible situation, and you hope that the victim will be okay and everybody can move on from this. But really, really, just kind of shocking.
It's sad.
It's sad, and it's sad not only that it happened, but it's sad that this kind of thing happens. Just period. I mean, who are these people? Anyway, having gotten through that, Kendall, I know you have a little bit happier news for us, at least I hope.
Yes. So Veteran Day is next Tuesday, and while we should all take a minute and thank a veteran for their service, local schools and other organized events to honor our veterans. Greg, let's take a look at some of our events coming up to honor our local veterans. And speaking of veterans, Greg, I saw in the newspaper you wrote about one of the Houston County's officials set to be honored with a congressional award. Delman Orme, a U.S. Army veteran and longtime Houston County environmental officer, will receive Deep East Texas Congressional Veteran Commendation this week. The award is presented by Congressman Pete Sessions to veterans who've shown extraordinary dedication. Orme joined the Army in 1989, serving as a scout with the 4th Battalion, 64th Armored during Operation Desert Storm. He was wounded by a rocket-propelled grenade during a fierce firefight, an attack that sent shrapnel to his head. Despite his injuries, Orme's actions helped slow the enemy's advance, giving U.S. troops time to regroup. For his bravery, he received both the Bronze Star and the Purple Heart. Orme was honored Saturday at Centennial Park in Huntington, following the community's Veterans Day Parade. He says the award isn't about personal recognition, it's about remembering service, sacrifice, and the country he loves.
Well, thanks, Kendall. And turning to sports this week, of course, a massive Houston County showdown at Grapeland. Friday night as the Lovelady Lions took on the Grapeland Sandies at home. We actually had a minute to talk to one of the Grapeland Sandy seniors in our senior spotlight. So let's have a look at those reports now. Now, you say you play wide receiver. This year the Sandies got a pretty rocking offense going. Tell me about that offense.
Oh, yeah, offense, very explosive. We got a lot of people that can do anything, you know. Got a good running back, quarterback, and wide receivers. Stuff like that. So,
what's the toughest part of playing wide receiver? Is it catching the ball? Is it hearing the footsteps, staying in bounds?
I'd probably say catching the ball.
Yeah.
You get a lot of difficult catches. You gotta just catch them, big games, big moments. And, yeah.
What's the biggest catch you got, the one you're most proud of? There's always one.
Biggest catch? I'd probably say in overtime when we played them in the playoffs. Yeah, we played them in the playoffs, like 50-yarder. Yeah.
It's pretty good. So a senior this year, what's it like your senior year? How's that going? You feeling the pressure yet? Or you still?
Yeah, I'm feeling pressure a little bit. You know, it's my last home game Friday.
Yeah.
In this playoffs, win or go home.
Well, let's talk about that big game Friday. That's a little school across the way there called Lovelady, right?
Yes, sir.
Stands are going to be packed.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be crazy. How are you feeling about Friday's game?
I'm feeling good. I'm just ready. I'm ready for Friday already.
What are you worried about? Anything worry about the Lions and something you're going to be looking out for?
No, not at all.
You just going to play your game?
Yes, sir.
Now, no matter what happens Friday, we're going to the playoffs.
Yes, sir.
How are you feeling about that?
I'm feeling good. Ready to go on this run to state, hopefully.
Yeah, let's hope so. Now, as a senior, a lot of seniors on this team, obviously, right?
Yes, sir.
10 or 12 of them.
Yeah.
What's it been like to work with some of the younger boys on the team and help kind of train them and maybe help them not make the mistakes you might have made when you were a freshman or sophomore or whatever?
I just push them to be better than me, you know. Yeah, we come up to the field sometimes. Like last summer, I tell them come to the field, get some work with me, make them better. You know, I want them to be better than me.
Yeah. What's the plan after high school? Have you started thinking about that?
Yeah, I'm planning to go to a trade school.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
Be a crane operator.
Crane operator? That's a good job.
Houston County News, a growing podcast watched by thousands of our neighbors, and a great place to advertise your business. For only $50, you can run a video commercial during the show, letting people know about your business and showing your support for the community. Let us help you promote your business in a fun and unique way. Contact us for more information because a podcast is a terrible thing to waste.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show here. And this week we have a very special guest, Lieutenant Detective Kerri Bell from Crockett Police.
Yes, hi.
Miss Bell, thanks for coming in.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Now, you and I have, I guess, known each other, talked to each other for a while about different cases you were covering, obviously. We talked about some of that. I think I interviewed you and your husband for a Veterans Day video.
A few years ago.
Been a while now. And then the Messenger sponsored Miss Allison as Peanut
Yes.
Queen. Tell me, because that float, and we'll show some video of it, was amazing. How much work was that?
Listen.
I remember we got a lot of tissue paper, but we never actually saw what all went into it.
So I have some pictures I can send you. I've been meaning to send you on that, but it was a lot of hours, but I enjoyed it. I like having my hands busy, which we'll
You had an
get
actual
to that.
Sandy, like it was
Yes. So a funny story about that, it was supposed to spin,
right.
but the weight in the bar didn't allow it with the motor. So we did misjudge that. So it was stationary, but it still looked really nice.
Great.
It
Won first place.
It did. Yeah. It did. So it was a lot of hours. The trailer that we used, we had to make it flat we wanted to do a traditional float.
Yes.
On the traditional sense.
Yes.
And I think it was a great idea. It turned out right. The theme idea was Allison's.
Right.
She told me what she wanted, and then I made it happen, created it.
Right.
And we spent a lot of late nights with, just music and hanging out and working on that, or pausing our music, and she'd work on her talent. And it was a lot of arts and crafts.
I tell a lot of the girls who don't go for Peanut Queen and stuff like that, that they're missing out. It's not often you get time to spend with your senior daughter in high school just doing stuff like that, because they're always homework or somewhere on their phone or with their friends. And
we had fun. So, the Pennington Melon Shed was where we were able to utilize their shelter in there to, safe place from the elements.
And I want to say thank you to Joe Don James for the trailer.
And Mr. James for the trailer. That was super
Saved
nice.
us.
He trusts a stranger with his trailer for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
He did ask me what was all the graffiti when you gave it back to him.
Oh, please. Maybe some glitter.
Maybe a little bit of glitter. Well, it was awesome. It was just, it was old school, and it was honoring the Sandy Band, and it was really cool. I enjoyed it. Now, on to the serious stuff.
Yes.
You are a detective with Crockett Police.
Yes.
So that means that the officers out and about stumble upon something horrible, basically, I'm summarizing, and then they call you.
So basically, as I did the career day with the kids at the school, and the way I explain it is, somebody's having the worst day of their lives. Yeah. Something happens, whether who that may be or what it may be, and it causes that effect of the police when they get involved and stuff. And so usually the guys, the patrol guys, will get there first and assess, and they'll call us, call the CID department, and say, hey, we need y'all. Right. And then we respond, and we just start investigating accordingly.
I mean, I know, obviously, I think everybody's watched TV shows and that understand, like a murder, obviously, would be one of those. But there's probably all kind of cases that y'all have to step in and do some deep investigation, right?
The crimes extend all the way down to frauds, especially if somebody, I've seen people have tens of thousands on their credit card used fraudulently. We've got cases like that. Plenty of them. It could be anything. It could be robberies, burglaries, theft of a vehicle.
That credit card stuff, 9 times out of 10, it's a family member.
Sometimes it is family.
I've seen that video.
But it's also, I'm seeing an influx in, with the victims of skimmers, and it'll be months down the road before their card is used. Right. And then it's really makes it even harder to go back and track the origin.
Figure out how it, right. Mm-hmm. How much of this is experience? How much of it is training? How much of it is just instinct?
It's a pretty decent combination. I work for a fantastic department that put their faith and trust in me while I was on patrol to investigate a case. Right. That was a bunch of burglaries and things happening. And I was able to successfully do that and apprehend that person and get a conviction out of that.
Kind of prove your
and I guess I got to kind of like prove myself on there, and then it just just kept going from there. And I enjoy the critical thinking. It's a challenge for me, And then, that critical thinking and being able to enjoy my job to an extent was a benefit for the community because that gives me the drive to push forward.
I mean, I know criminals still get away even in 2025, but golly, it's got to be tough because, we've talked about cases where something happened, a robbery, I don't remember now. And you say, but we're tracking cameras.
Yes.
So we've been able to follow this suspect, and you think, I bet that guy in that getaway car wasn't thinking about that.
No, and
It's a good thing, but
times have changed. Lord be with the ones that used the police in the day before all the technology was there, because that was hard. Technology has been, a benefit plus a downfall in society. We all know that. Sure. But one of the benefits for law enforcement is you can hardly move anywhere without being caught on some kind of digital stamp or camera. And
your phone tracks you, your car tracks you sometimes these
just
days.
Sitting here, if you have a smartphone, my smartphone, they have now digitally time-stamped with each other that we were in the same room.
That's crazy. Well, I tell people, they go, oh, no, I don't trust Hey Siri. I turn that off.
It's still there. I turned mine off just because I don't need it and I don't use it. But
to hear you say, hey, Siri, it must be listening all the time, right? So
it's still listening because my Siri's turned off and my algorithms listen to me.
The first lesson they teach you when you work in radio is anywhere there's a microphone, assume you're being recorded. Something's
there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, how has it been? So again, most of the time we've interacted has been on a case.
Yes.
So, and don't take this the wrong way, but you tend to be a little stressed out, a little in a hurry, and you go, here's what we know, I can't tell you this, but I can tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you turn that on and off? I mean, you're still a wife and a mother and a daughter. And
It's difficult. My brain is constantly moving and turning and thinking of the next move and where we're going to go from here and there.
Yeah.
And I've really had to make a conscious thinking process of like, okay, I'm home now, we're shutting it down. It's time to be with family, versus at work. Now at work, when you say I'm kind of in that high stress trying to quickly update you, it's because my mind is focused on that main part of who did what bad thing.
Of course.
That's where I'm at.
I don't take it badly. I just go, okay, she's in the zone.
Where my mind is. But that same thought process of doing that and having to, disconnect from it is what I use for at home. And I get home and I'm there. I'm present. What are we doing? We're cooking dinner. We're cleaning. We're tidying up.
Yeah.
Things I didn't do, looking at our calendar. Do we have things going on?
I mean, and when you lay down at night, can you put some of those, I couldn't imagine walking into a scene where somebody's been murdered. I mean, that would affect me. I don't know how that would affect me. That's never happened to me, thank God. I've talked to some of our Justice of the Peace and some of those guys, and they don't like it any more than you or anybody else, I'm sure, but they've come to deal with it. It's an inquest, and then they can sort of. But
one of the hardest things about this job is me going home at night to my loved ones when some people I was just with 30 minutes prior do not get to do that.
Right.
And that's extremely hard sometimes. However, for mental health of all law enforcement, you have to find a good balance with that, with your thinking and stuff. And some people use, their faith. Some people use meditation. Some people just use decompressing, watching TV or a comedy. You have to find what works for you.
Some kind of steam valve to let that out. Well, I know it's got to feel good. I remember when I covered the Aunt Faye murder. Mm-hmm. When they went to pick that suspect up, they put Aunt Faye on the handcuffs.
They did.
So obviously, at some point though, you go, well, it is worth a little bit of stress now and again because that guy's no longer on the street.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. I told you I wouldn't ask anything specific, but now since you're here, are you working?
I can answer.
No, I got it. Well, what types of cases are you working right now, as an example?
Right now, I'm doing some follow-ups on some past cases that already have arrest. That includes up to, homicides and stuff.
Right.
Can't release what I'm working on, obviously.
Sure.
I have a pretty good fraud case that I'm working on where quite a bit of money was stolen. And I have some good results that are coming on that, is I guess the best way I can put it.
Good.
A few things like that, and some other little things that I'm helping other places with.
Well, it's funny. I actually understand this much of your job because when I'm trying to find, let me call the bank. Okay, they say they won't tell me anything, but they say maybe this guy. Well, let me call over there. Well, he says he'll get it to me as soon as he can. So put that on hold and go work on this for a while. boy, it's patient pulling that thread, isn't it?
It's also a lot of time management and focus. I'll be working on one case and then I'll be like, okay, well, I can't go any further till I have this.
Right.
Then I have to request this legally or try to get it. Well, they're like, okay, well, that's going to take a week. So now I have to put all that aside. I've been working on it for 2 days straight and I have to change my mind. And now we're going to move to something else.
Yeah.
And then just keep going. So you have to time manage and learn to, refocus yourself.
I think some people have the opinion that the crime in Crockett is the worst in the country. It's not. And then other people think it's like, Barney Fife, which it's also not. Has it been interesting to you, because you're not in a big city where there's a million crimes every day, but there's also a million detectives, if that kind of sort of makes sense. Has it been interesting to you to be here in a small town where you get to know the people, victims and guilty and everybody in between, and really kind of take ownership of those cases? And, a lot of Houston, big city, Dallas detectives might not just get that involved with any one case because they're all over town and they're whatever.
This is a small community. I'm not from this community directly. I'm from somewhat nearby, but I've been here long enough now that I've grown to love the people in this community. I've, respect a bunch of people in this community, no matter who they are or where it's at. And it does make it a little bit more personable sometimes when you see people in your community fall victim to something. So it does make it a little bit harder sometimes. However, it gives me more of a drive to push further and to try to solve it if I can.
What's the plan? 5 years from now, what's...
Right now, I have no plans of leaving the department. We're a small department. I like where I'm at. I wouldn't say I'm content. I'm very happy with where I'm at in my career. And I still have the drive to continue investigating things. So I love it. I want to stay. I don't plan on going anywhere anytime soon, Lord willing.
Last question is, how is it different? Maybe not better or worse, a female detective versus a male detective? Because I know people are going to have theories about, well, a female would be more like this and a guy would say that. But honestly, are there any? I don't mean like the way they treat you, because they adore you over there. I know they do. Good group, but you approaching a case like me as a man, would I be less emotional about something? Perhaps would that be good or bad or? It's stupid question. Maybe
it's not a dumb question, because sometimes that can be a benefit and sometimes it's not. Sometimes the guys say you got that mom attitude, that mom look and stuff and they say sometimes that's a benefit and sometimes it's a downfall. A lot of people don't react well to that.
Well, my mom busted me every time I did something wrong.
Exactly. So sometimes it's a benefit, sometimes it's not, but no different than being a man trying to talk to a female out there.
Sure.
It's the same concept.
Oh, right. Or handling some sort of abuse case, man to a woman, I wouldn't know.
Exactly. There's a little bit of that offset with it.
Thank you so much for coming by.
No,
See, this wasn't too bad. This was easy enough.
Wasn't bad.
Thank you for doing this.
Thank you so much.
The world of today can be cruel and lonely, and especially for starving artists such as podcast hosts. For less than the cost of a cup of coffee a week, your business can become a Houston County News sponsor. You can support local journalism and get your message out to thousands of viewers. Will you find it in your heart to help? I'm sorry, I just can't go on.
Well, before we let you go, it's already beginning to at least feel a little like Christmas. Getting cold out there. Kendall, tell us what we've got in the forecast for the next few days.
So today's cold front is going to last at least through tomorrow, with sunny skies and highs in the upper 50s and nighttime temperatures in the 30s. We will warm up again with highs in the 70s and 80s and lows staying in the 50s for most of the week.
And last this week, for just a little bit of levity, of course, our newspapers had to report some serious reports about Latexo ISD. I know a lot of you guys have read, and we'll have more to say about that soon. But Latexo, in one of their statements, said they don't use Facebook that much, and they don't like to put stuff on Facebook. I noticed something interesting the last couple weeks on their Facebook feed. Did you notice it as well? Here, look at a few pictures. Every single picture I could find the last probably couple weeks on the school's Facebook page has one thing in common.
It's all about the kids, it's all about the kids. Mr. Thornton is our hero. It's all about the kids, it's all about the kids. Mr. Thornton is our hero.
I'm not sure if we're trying to rehabilitate somebody's image or what's going on, but hey, it's all about the children anyway, isn't it? Have a lovely week. Thanks for watching. We love you. God bless you. And we'll see you next time on Houston County News.